The third time was the week before Christmas. And the fourth time was Christmas Day. Exactly. They don't even rest on Christmas. They still be trying to steal your money. Hi guys, it's Elena from Financialdemics.com, where I give you the tips and tools to manage your money, increase your savings and your income, and decrease your debt. And today we are talking all about how they came from my credit in 2019 and ways you can protect yourself when using credit. So if you're looking to get your money right and build a strong financial foundation, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss another one of my weekly uploads. Can you believe I had 4 different instances where someone had either stolen my credit card or somehow gotten my credit card number in 2019? 4 different instances. 4 different times. Once in January 2019, the second time was the week of Thanksgiving in November of 2019. The third time was the week before Christmas, and the fourth time was Christmas Day. Exactly. They don't even rest on Christmas. They still be trying to steal your money. The first time that I realized somebody had my credit card was because I actually was traveling. And I will say it was my mistake that I dropped my credit card in the rental car that I had. But the person who decided to use my credit card was actually a person who worked for the rental car company that I was using. And you know what actually notified me was they had been using my car for about a day because I didn't realize I had dropped the card, but they went somewhere that I don't typically use my card. And that triggered my credit card company to send me a text and ask me, did I just spend $107 at Foot Locker? Now, I love a good shoe and a good sneaker, but I typically don't use credit cards to buy sneakers. So that's what threw my credit card company off. And that's when I noticed somebody had been using my card. Now, the second time that somebody got access to one of my cards was due to my credit card company actually sending me an updated card. So it wasn't that I dropped the card this time. They sent me an updated card, and my mail delivery sucks, and the mail person delivered my card to the wrong address. I know this because this is what happens all the time. So the person who actually got my card was able to just go and have a ball at Saks Fifth Avenue. Now, I know you're thinking, well, how would they have activated your card? Well, it turns out that certain companies, i.e. Capital One, is known to send you an activated card. And so they actually sent my card out, activated, and the people were able to just go and use it. And because it had a chip, they were able to just, use it at free will. Now, the thing about this situation was immediately with the first purchase, I received a text from my credit card company. And that is because after the first incident that happened back in January 2019, I set up alerts on all of my credit cards. So that is your first tip. Set up alerts on your credit cards. My card will tell me if my card was swiped for more than 50 cents. Now, yes, it can be annoying when you're using your own card and you're receiving an alert, especially because the card that I initially set this up for is a travel card. So anytime I'm traveling, I'm using this card, it is giving me an alert that this card is being swiped. But I prefer to receive that alert because it lets me know that somebody is using my card. So I received a text from them basically asking me, did I spend this a certain amount of money at Saks Fifth Avenue, which I politely said no, which sent out a fraud alert immediately and basically stopped usage of the card. So it was kind of funny because when you look at it, you can see where the person went and kept trying to use the card after it stopped working, and it was just declining. And they were even like spending less money. Like they were trying to spend less money to see like what had happened, because the only thing they knew was my limit, because when they send you the card, it sends the limit on the card, but they didn't know if I had a balance, which I didn't. But because Capital One was quick with it, thank goodness, and my alert system I had set up, I was able to catch it and stop it before they spent any additional money on my card. All right, so the third time they came for my card was actually my actual debit card. Somebody got my debit card number. I kind of have an idea of how they got it because of the things that was going on that week, and they decided to make an Amazon purchase. Now, funny enough, because of the card that they were actually using to run this Amazon purchase, I have received a notice from my bank that there was a payment that declined, because this account is an account that I only use for bills, really. They didn't get in there before Great Lakes went and got their student loan payment, so it wasn't much in there because I only really use this account for these bills. And so by the time they got in there, it wasn't enough money for them to get over $150 purchase. So basically what they tried to do was run a payment of like $40. But because I was already on alert, I was just basically trying to figure out where the payment was coming from, because you could see a payment decline, but you don't necessarily know, exactly what the person's doing. So you have to wait. So I saw a payment come through the next morning for Amazon, and I had to dispute that also. And so I am thankful that on my account, I have two different things set up to monitor my accounts. First thing that I do is that I actually do check my bank account balances. I do have multiple bank accounts, which I actually talk about some of them in this video right here. So definitely check that out after watching this video. But I have a particular budgeting system that I'm able to see all my accounts at once. And so I go there in order to see what my balance is every morning. And that would trigger me if something is off and for me to check into it more. So I had already knew something was going to be off because of that alert that I received from my bank. And that is the third thing that I have in place. My bank notifies me when certain things happens. So in addition to being alerted on the amount of a transaction that is approved on your card, now I don't have that set up because it is a bill account. And so I kind of know what payment should be coming through. But what I do have set up is if something declines. So I would know if like a bill were to come through and it was declined before the company notified me that my payment was declined. And I've set that up as kind of like a backup. I really don't have declines in that account, but as I mentioned in my bank accounts video, it just makes it easier for me to kind of track what's happening with my accounts if I get alerts of certain information. So that's something that you can also set up with your bank, and your bank may also have a feature where you are able to get certain alerts such as balances. All right, and the fourth time that they came for my credit in 2017 was actually on Christmas Day. The funny thing about it, they came for the same card that was stolen back in January. And because I had those over 50-cent alerts set up on that credit card, I started getting alerts at Christmas dinner, or waiting on Christmas dinner really, of Netflix charges like $15.99, $18.99, $25.99. I'm like, what? Netflix? somebody trying to use my credit for their own personal gain. And so I will say one great thing about my card was I had already told them that it wasn't my charge. So as soon as I saw the alert come through, then they text me and said, hey, did you make this charge? And once I said no, they said, okay, well, we've frozen your card. We've declined these payments. And so they actually called me, and they went ahead and here is the thing when it comes to your credit. Sometimes it can be difficult, right? You want to use your credit online, and I don't even think that it has to be, it's an online issue only. I mean, you hear about all the different little scanner things that they put on ATMs and at gas stations and all kinds of stuff. So here are some ways, like when you're online, I already mentioned to make sure you set up alerts on your card. I set them up for 50 cents or more. I mean, if you want to have it higher, you can, but I feel like people who steal your information, especially like when it's online, I feel like they use smaller amounts first before they'll do a large purchase. Always check your bank account balances every day. A lot of people don't do this, and it's not just for the fraud aspect. Sometimes there's just errors, right? Sometimes your bank will run something that was supposed to go through someone else's account through your account, or maybe somebody did get access to your card, or maybe somebody charged you twice for something, right? So check your bank account balance on a daily basis. The third thing you can do is make sure that you're on top of all the alerts that your bank and your credit card companies offers, because those alerts will make it easier for you. So I know one of my credit card companies, they have this little assistant who reminds you of these certain bills and things like that. That's helpful because that little assistant also, it was the one who notified me that this random charge came through by text message. And so you want to make sure you have all of that set up. The third thing that you should have set up is at your bank, you should make sure that you have certain alerts set up that will tell you whether or not a payment decline. And they have other options too, but the reason why that decline payment one is so helpful is if you have multiple bank accounts like I do. There's no reason why a payment in a bill account should decline unless it's extremely more than what you expect it to be, or somebody's in your account, right? And so that's even helpful in that case, because I've heard of cases where like somebody had something running or they paid a bill and it got paid twice and things like that. You wouldn't know unless you have certain alerts. So check out your bank and see what alerts options they have set up to notify you of what's going on with your account. Another option that you should look into is that some credit card companies give you the ability to use a virtual credit card number. So it's not your actual credit card number, it's a virtual one, and that helps protect you from somebody stealing your account information when you are actually shopping online. And if your credit card company does not offer that option, then there is a company out there called Privacy. I will link them below. And no, this is not sponsored or anything like that. I just think it's pretty cool what they offer. They have a few payment tiers, but one of them is free, where you're actually able to create up to 12 virtual cards a month to protect your information when you are shopping online. I have tried them out, so I definitely know that they are legit, and I will drop a link to it below if you want to check it out for yourself, see how it works, see if it's something that you want to use. But it is a great way to keep your credit card information private when you are shopping online, because of course you want to enjoy your shopping in peace and not have to worry about somebody else coming for your credit like they came for mine last year. So let me know in the comments below, do you have alerts set up on your credit cards? If you do, let me know. like what's your limit? Because I feel like my 50 cent is a little extreme. Most people don't want to hear for every single thing, but let me know how much you have yours set up for. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, go ahead and share it with a friend and hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another one of my uploads. And I will see you next week with an all new video.